All right, up next is The Help, directed by Tate Taylor, based on the novel by Kathryn Stockett.
In 1960s Jackson, Mississippi, aspiring writer Eugenia Phelan crosses racial lines by conversing with a young black woman, Aibileen Clark, about her life as a housekeeper. But their growing friendship soon upsets the fragile dynamic between the haves and the have-nots. When the other long, silent black servants begin opening up to Eugenia, the disapproving Southern conservative town soon gets swept up in the turbulence of changing times in The Help.
As men, we've all just seen this female-centric film. Let's just start off with the cast. Emma Stone, she's been in everything this summer practically. What do you guys feel about the individual performances in the film?
You know, Emma Stone kind of spearheaded the trailers as far as I could tell. Really, her character is just a catalyst. Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer are really kind of the heroes of this movie. They have the most at stake. They change the most. They really push the movie forward.
I actually love Viola Davis. I thought that she was actually the opposite of like the mammy figure that got popularized in like Gone with the Wind. You know, we really feel her pain and her anguish and even her love for, you know, the kids that she has to deal with. And also, Octavia Spencer was great.
Yeah, she had total sass.
Exactly, and she delivered some of the most poignant lines in the film, if not some of the funniest as well.
Hold on, those are Miss Hillis. She looked like the winning horse at the Kentucky Derby. All them flowers and bows.
Got that paprika on them.
Oh. Forgive me, Lord, but I'm gonna have to kill that woman, Aibileen. Now she going to putting pencil marks on the toilet paper.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Allison Janney, my girl from The West Wing. She can do no wrong. She plays this amazingly stoic cancer survivor, and she's badass by turns, and she's forgetful by turns. I think it's just amazing.
Eugenia, your eggs are dying. Would it kill you to go on a date? Just show a little gumption. Careful now, careful. Oh, now look at this. This dress is just precious on you.
Yeah, and it just seems that, to me, everybody in the cast has done a pretty decent job.
Well, it sounds like it's a love fest as far as the cast, but are we the same as far as the story?
Hell no.
Oh, bitch, please.
I kind of liked it.
Let me start, I guess.
Go ahead.
To me, you know, usually films like these that explores, or rather, in my opinion, exploits racial issues in America, they're not so attractive to me anymore, but that's probably mainly because of the film Crash. It just ruined everything for me. But when I saw the trailer of this movie, I found it really interesting because it actually takes place in a time where racism was blatant and people were getting killed and getting lynched. That's why I was kind of interested. But what I kind of liked about this movie was watching minority people telling white folks off.
Yeah, as I've learned every single week on this show.
As you should, as you should.
Slide your chap under that table. Face me. I need to see you square on at all times.
Now let's talk about Tate Taylor.
Okay.
He's also a writer, but he directed The Help.
He actually is more of an actor. The last big movie that he was in was actually Winter's Bone. And in my opinion, I think that's probably the reason why none of us really had a problem with the performances of the actors, because Tate Taylor himself is an actor, and I really appreciated that.
But at the same time, though, I mean, how much can we attribute to him of the tone being just all over the place? I mean, at times it wanted to be this riotous comedy, at times it wanted to be this sort of bleak melodrama, at times it wanted to send you a social message, and it spends the majority of the film shuttling between these three tones.
You can just see it as a dramedy, though, right?
Oh, that is a terrible word. Why would you do that? It's intriguing to see a world that is run by women, but in so doing, you excise all the men, so the film doesn't have to deal with all the awful things that men did in that time period. I'm talking about, you know, tarring and feathering and lynching and dragging behind pickup trucks. So instead of dealing with the actual racial issues that are in this time period, in this very specific place of Jackson, Mississippi, we talk about bathrooms, we talk about commodes as opposed to the broader issues that are at play.
I feel like there are a lot of very loose ends. For example, Skeeter's love interest, Stewart. He kind of showed up in the beginning, kind of stayed around, stick around, kind of showed his face in the middle, and then at the end they kind of broke up. You know, like, I feel like they could have cut out that entire story plot and really focus more on the racism issue.
And then this is the problem. You know, the ending of the movie leaves these characters in a situation where the presumption is everything's going to get better. If this movie was actually true to form, those women are in serious trouble. And I feel, though, it's part of the whole Disneyfication process. We can give you this pablum and then never really have to deal with the, you know, the actual problems that are at hand.
Well, let's put this debate to a final vote. Take your tickets. Wayne, why don't you start us off?
Despite the fact that this movie was a little bit messy in terms of the plot, I did enjoy the black characters getting their moment of triumph, so I would say stream it.
I thought it had some loose ends, and the tone was maybe a little bit consistent, but I really enjoyed all of the humor. The story worked for me, so I say see it.
Yes, the acting was amazing. Viola Davis, another great performance, and I loved the story. I thought it was very harrowing, so definitely see it.
Moment to moment, it can be light and funny and poignant, but it only tells half of the racial story, and for that reason, it has to be a skip it.
Ooh, so harsh. Yeah. Well, that is 2.5 tickets for The Help, which is a stream it. Cheers.
Cheers. Agree on something finally.
Yeah.